For millennia, Egypt's unique spot on the map made it, well, the heart of the world. It connected continents and cultures. But today, there's a bold new vision taking shape. It's all about leveraging that exact same ancient advantage, but not for spices and silk. Nope. This time, it's for the most valuable commodity of the 21st century: data. So we're going to break down exactly how Egypt is positioning itself to become a central hub in our digital future. And really, this is the big question we're digging into. It's a story that's all about geography, ambition, and just massive infrastructure. It's about how you turn a gift from history into a high-tech superpower. All right, we've broken this down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with the grand strategy, then we'll look at the geographic ace up Egypt's sleeve. After that, we'll explore the colossal projects they have underway, see how all this actually impacts the economy and daily life, and finally, we'll wrap up with the long-term vision for the nation's digital sovereignty. Okay, so let's start with the big picture. And you gotta understand, this isn't just about building a few tech facilities here and there. This is a core national strategy. It's a plan to fundamentally reimagine Egypt's role on the world stage for the digital age. It's a pretty powerful idea when you think about it, right? The very same strategic location that made Egypt a prize for ancient empires is now its greatest asset in becoming a fortress of global data. The whole principle is the same: be the essential bridge between East and West, but the currency has changed from goods to gigabyte. So, how does a plan this ambitious go from just a dream to reality? Well, the answer lies in a massive, yet kinda invisible advantage that Egypt already has. Look at this number. 90%. That is a staggering figure. But what does it even mean? What could possibly be so critical that Egypt has 90% of it? And boom, there it is. 90% of the physical internet, we're talking about those massive fiber optic cables that connect the continents, already runs through Egypt. This is the absolute bedrock of the entire strategy. It's an incredible and, until now, underutilized asset that just happens to be the shortest, most efficient data route between Europe, Africa, and Asia. Okay, so if you've got the world's data superhighways running right through your backyard, what's the next logical step? Well, you build the hubs, right? The interchanges, the service stations. And that is exactly what this next phase is about. It focuses on 2 critical things: data centers and the immense power you need to run them. The scope here is so important. The goal isn't just to be a passive highway for data to pass through. It's to be an active hub for processing it. And that means offering high-demand services like cloud computing and AI solutions. And what's really crucial is that this is all planned to be powered by sustainable energy. And that's not just for environmental reasons. It's because the big global tech companies now demand clean energy for their data centers. It's become a competitive necessity. And this just brilliantly shows the strategic thinking behind it all. There are 2 major hubs planned, basically bracketing the country. Over in the east, you've got the Kemet project right in the Suez Canal economic zone, a natural logistics hub powered by wind farms that are already there. Then in the west, there's a proposed hub near the new city of El Alamein, taking advantage of brand new infrastructure and set to be powered by the massive Debon nuclear power plant. And let's be really clear about the scale we're talking about here. The investment in Kemet is huge, almost $500 million. But then look at the sheer scale of the energy needed to support it. The Daba power plant is going to produce 4,800 megawatts of clean energy. Seeing these numbers side by side shows you that these aren't just tech projects. These are nation-building level investments. Okay, so we've got this massive, expensive, high-tech plan. But what does it actually mean for the country and for the average person living there? This is where the strategy really connects to real-world impact, both on a huge economic scale and on a really personal one. On the money side of things, the benefits are pretty clear. A project of this magnitude is like a magnet for global investment. It's designed to boost the national GDP, create a whole new class of high-skilled tech jobs, and basically signal to the world that Egypt is a stable and forward-thinking place to do business. But, beyond all the big numbers, the government's push for digitization, which these data centers will power, is having a huge effect on daily life. This is about getting rid of the friction and the frustration of old-school bureaucracy. This quote really gets to the heart of the problem this whole transformation is trying to solve. The old way of getting things done often meant long lines, wasted time, and the potential for corruption. Digital services are designed to just sweep all of that away. And this is the perfect example. Just look at the difference. Renewing a car license used to be an all-day ordeal, a total nightmare. Now, people can just go to a digital kiosk in a shopping mall, and in less than a minute, they walk away with their new license. That is the tangible, real-world result of a national digital infrastructure. So, this all ties into a much grander vision. It's about more than just faster internet or easier paperwork. It's about a fundamental restructuring of the state itself and securing Egypt's relevance for the next 100 years. This quote from an official speech really captures that sense of urgency. The world is not waiting around, and the goal here is to make sure Egypt isn't left behind. This is seen as a necessary leap to keep pace with how fast technology is changing everything. So the whole game plan really boils down to this clear 3-step strategy. First, you achieve data sovereignty, which is just a fancy way of saying a nation has control over its own digital information, by bringing all of your national data home from servers overseas. Second, you use that secure foundation to build a super efficient modern government where all the parts can talk to each other seamlessly. And third, you turn that internal strength outward and become an indispensable provider of data services to the world. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. This entire multi-billion-dollar effort is a strategic play to make Egypt as essential to the 21st century's flow of data as it was to the ancient world's flow of trade. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. As this vision becomes a reality, a whole new set of responsibilities is going to emerge. We're talking about things like digital security, protecting privacy for citizens and clients, and digital neutrality, making sure there's fair and open access for everyone. How Egypt navigates those challenges? Well, that's going to be the next chapter in this incredible story.